What is the number one goal your team or your company or your customer says they have for recruiting this year? I'm hoping it's fill empty roles because that's what you're so good at doing. But I bet you somebody has said something to you about the demand for diversity hiring. More than 80% of hiring professionals told a recent industry survey that their organization had set a hiring goal for 2022, including goals to hire veterans in that diverse population. Now, I love these companies, bless their patriotic hearts, but finding qualified candidates and even getting those candidates all the way through to interview is much tougher than they think, even without the demand for veteran hires. Yes, we know you guys love our troops, and there sure are a lot of them. According to the Bureau of Labor, there are 12.5 million veterans at work in the civilian population today. That's 6% of all the people who are coming to you. But when you're the one who's tasked to find a qualified veteran who is a great job candidate, it can feel like you're being asked to look for a red, white, and blue unicorn. We know what that feels like. That's why we wanted to tell you about military.com's Veteran Employment Project. Internally, inside Monster, we also call it the Veteran Talent Pool, which probably sounds familiar to you talent professionals. This is the product you and your client can use to help you reach the most qualified, talented, ready to go job candidates without a whole lot of extra time or resources coming from you. Our outside the box, inside the military culture strategies will help you play the game smarter than ever. That's why we're here today. Hi, I'm Jacey Eckhart. I am a military sociologist and military.com's transition master coach. In my career, I have worked with thousands of active duty, National Guard, reservists, special forces units, and military spouses on how to make their work lives and their home lives better, despite all those moves and deployments and career transitions. I'm here today because it's my job to help identify the job hunting blind spots that veterans run into so often and coach them to organize their own skills and materials so that they can find and are findable by sourcers and recruiters and talent professionals like you. I know the military audience the way Houston knows Texas and Dayton knows Ohio. I was brought up in the military like it was my home state. I am an Air Force brat. I am an active duty Navy wife. I'm a Coast Guard sister. I'm an Army mom, and I'm a big fan of Space Force and the Marine Corps. I know these veterans. I work with them every day, and I love them. And I can see exactly how to fix what they're doing wrong on the job hunt. The Veteran Employment Project at military.com is the brainchild of Bob Melk, our Chief Commercial Officer of Monster Worldwide. He is a passionate advocate for employers hiring veterans. To understand how military.com's Veteran Employment Project can help you and your clients hit those diversity goals, you need to know just a little bit more about military.com. Military.com is the largest military news source, serving the military and their families at every single stage of their careers. Think of us as the New York Times of defense news, if that helps for perspective. We have 13 million visits per month and 19 million page views per month. We're the #1 editorial voice for the military, bar none. Military.com ranks higher than the Department of Defense itself for the keyword military. And you guys know that's really, really rare for a .com. Our users keep coming back to us because we have an award-winning team of defense news reporters and a team of evergreen content writers who provide information on current events, how to use your military benefits, as well as on military culture and entertainment news. Pretty much anything related to the military, we dominate in the Google search. Our reporting team covers the DoD, and it also affects these policy changes and legislation that affect the military. In these recent contributions, our reporters have affected change for the Brandon Act for better support of mental health. We all know how important that is. The Air Force ban on Truvada was reversed. We helped extend the physical fitness deadlines for new moms in the Marine Corps. We have several more stories this year that have prompted investigations at the congressional and Department of Defense levels. I only say this because we know that the success of our veteran employment efforts depend on the overall health of the military.com brand. and the content we deliver all day, every day to millions and millions and millions of members who have served or are serving and their families. Now, after all I've said all that, we are not rah-rah on the military. We are them. Our team includes veterans and military spouses and Guard and Reserve members. So we really do see with clear eyes, like your family sees you, where these people are coming from. And we see the practical solutions they need to get the jobs they want with you so much. We also see you. No, not this you. We do not see you as a job fairy who is going to miraculously visit veterans and spouses in the night and just give them jobs. We see the real you, the professional you, and we know you have multiple jobs to fill at any one time, probably more than you could really fit into a week. We know you probably have to deal with hiring managers who don't really understand the hiring process the way you do. So we teach veterans that they need to do their part so that you can truly see where they fit into your organization. So what's the Veteran Employment Project really? Well, there are so many ways we're reaching this audience of active job seekers. They are in the hunt right now, starting with our series of transition masterclasses that we do every month. We make them masterclasses because military people, you know them, they're really practical, hands-on kind of people. They do a great job of picking up basics all by themselves, right? If you can Google it, they can do it. They just need some focused insight and next level master skills to clear up their blind spots, which is why we call them master classes. They really appreciate being spoken to at this level. We use our military.com platform to share weekly articles to help them up their game, a weekly newsletter from the veteran jobs, and chances to win free individual career coaching, which is enlightening for everyone. Our classes are also offered for free for them through our video library, and they tell us that they come back to watch over and over to see how the class worked out to get what they missed the first time. We just started this Veteran Employment Project last May, and our diverse community is growing like crazy. In just 15 masterclasses, we've had over 9,000 signups from job hunting veterans and spouses. We have an overwhelmingly positive response, with 98% recommending this to a colleague. So we do two kinds of classes. The first kind of class is aimed at particular job levels. Some of you are after those veterans who have like 5 years out, or those junior officers who are college graduates who have 8 years of experience or 10 years of experience. They're very different than the mid-level career guys, and they're very, very different from the senior leaders that we're putting out into the world too. The second kind of class we teaches job skills, like for you guys, how to write a checklist resume so tight that you could look at that thing on your phone in a traffic light and know whether that person is qualified for the job or not. We teach them how to get tech jobs and what to do with their security clearance. Upcoming classes, I've got a whole list I'm going to share with you later, but everything they need to know about defense industry jobs and how to handle transition finances. If your client or your employer especially wants to reach female veterans, we have an upcoming class in August that is already getting really good attention. So what skills do veterans really have that are going to fit your job requirements? Well, there's a few. Number one thing, security clearance. Military veterans are a really rich source of candidates for jobs that require security clearance, because if that job requires a security clearance, there is literally no give and take there. In the US, less than 2% of American workers have a security clearance. In a recent survey of our Veteran Employment Project audience, 57% had an active security clearance. And if you included the inactive clearances, they've had a clearance more than 5 years ago, more than 70% of our audience was clearance able. These veterans also have done a ton of management experience. They are setting objectives, tasking, supervising, delegating, planning, organizing the logistics. In the Veteran Employment Project, nearly half have reported they've managed groups of more than 50 people. Not one candidate had managed 0 people. And don't think that by manage, that it's a Hollywood version where it's like drop and give me 20. This is a 21st century military, and they're working with the exact same Gen Z, millennials, and Gen Xers that you work with. And remember, this is a racially diverse team of people. They come from every section of our country. They expect to work on a diverse team. It's their norm. So they have that experience that they don't have to make it up as they go. They also have tech experience. In our survey, 56% of our respondents reported that they used technical skills in the military. Now, what you might not know is that when it comes to tech, in the last few years, the military has had access to something that civilians do not: free tech training and so much motivation to get it. They recognize that their military skills need to be shaped up to get into that civilian world. So one of the things we teach in our community is that every job is a tech job and every company is a tech company. They just don't know it yet. Salesforce, Microsoft, and Amazon are just three of the big corporations that are getting a jump on veteran hires by offering significant certification programs before veterans ever leave the military. This is a great way for you to start filling your pipeline way before you need to meet these candidates. Then there's the SkillBridge program. Many Fortune 500 companies are using the SkillBridge program to set up 6-week internships and corporate fellowships for military. These are unpaid. The military pays these people, so you don't have to. It costs you nothing to participate in this program. Then there's also access to certifications from Onward to Opportunity. This is hosted by Syracuse University. So your candidates can get free training to get beginner, intermediate, and advanced industry certifications in things like cloud services, cybersecurity, network security, information security, and project management. So look for that Onward to Opportunity. And finally, let's think of the military as diverse, much more diverse than you expect them to be. When it comes to racial diversity, you might be surprised to know that the military very closely matches the nation they serve. They are, of course, less diverse when it comes to gender. Only 1 in 6 veterans are female. But really, they really reflect the country. So this is a really rich hunting ground for you. There are so many ways that we can help you with this. The Veteran Employment Project is the most recent item in our array of monster products designed to help you hire the vets you want. We were the first to develop the military skills translator, and some of you or your clients already host that on your site. Military love to see that. The reverse military skills translator can also help you identify which military jobs feature the exact skills you're looking for. The Veteran Employment Project has 3 more ways to help you. The first is you can sponsor the entire series. Sponsoring the series will help you build the trust by getting known. In our survey, veterans overwhelmingly said that they care about company culture. They trust what they know. They are far more likely to apply to a job to a company they have heard of directly connected with the military. Veterans are not ready to send you their resume, especially that whole security clearance thing. By sponsoring the series, your brand is included in monthly articles about the master classes. This is why our veteran talent pool is so valuable to employers, because it allows you to get exposure to an audience that is already ready to establish that relationship. By sponsoring the Transition Masterclass or including our military's translator on your website, veterans can start to trust you and opt in to share all this information. You can also choose to sponsor just one of our upcoming classes, especially if that's a topic that matters to you a lot or applies to the kind of veteran you're looking for. When you sponsor a class, the users opt in to share their information with you. And then we can also use one of your experts within the class to help really get a point across. With various sponsorship practices, we can go as far as creating a specific class for your company and having your expert featured and branding that class with your name. An individualized package can be worked out for you. Here is a list of our upcoming topics that you can look at, which include the defense contractor jobs, next level negotiation. This is a hot topic because they've never had to negotiate for a salary before. Secrets of recruiters. For those of you who are recruiters and talent professionals, if you've been trying to recruit military and you have tips you want to share with me, please send them. I'm really interested in what you have to say. There's also financial literacy. It's a rocky time for military, female veterans, healthcare jobs, and federal jobs that are coming up. The third way that the Veteran Employment Project can help you or your client with your veteran hiring goals is with an individualized training program. Your talent acquisition staff is really your most powerful tool to attract candidates. The likelihood that few of them have direct experience with the military, of course, right? It's only the 1% who serve. It makes veteran hiring so much harder because, look, there's more than 150 jobs in the Army alone. How can any one recruiter be expected to know what all those jobs mean? It can't happen. So many of training programs out there think that you need some boring lecture about how many branches of the service there are, what the difference is between officers and enlisted. That never works. It's got nothing to do with hiring veterans. With our exclusive training package, we first learn about your talent acquisition process. Then we identify the particular points along the process that your recruiters can just tweak to increase the number of veterans in the pool. It's a numbers game. Then we put together an interactive training that energizes your team, maximizes your veteran hires, and doesn't bore anybody. The Veteran Employment Project is really the perfect program to reach out and build your veteran pipeline. It's part of this complete suite of tools offered by military.com. So talk to your salesperson about the different packages available and how we can help you find those desirable qualified candidates right now. Solving the problem of veteran employment isn't going to come from one direction. It isn't a problem that companies can be expected to solve all by themselves. It also isn't a problem that the veterans can solve on their own. When we come together in that middle territory held by the Veteran Employment Project, we can make sure your company and these veterans reach their goals together. So thank you so much for coming today. I'm happy to answer any of your questions in the Q&A box. Let's see. Do you have any sponsored classes covering careers in social services? Sharice, that is a class that we can certainly do. We have one of the things that veterans say in the research that they're looking for is they're looking for jobs that have meaning, right? And so they're very interested in social service jobs. They're very interested in nonprofits. They don't have a whole lot of information about them. So that's certainly a topic that we can deal with. How you can get access to the military skills translator, you're definitely going to go through your salesperson for that. They're going to give you all that kind of contact. Also, if you have jobs that you want to post to Monster, going through your sales team is, again, definitely the way to do it. If you would like to have me present, Dave, I would love to present. Please get in contact with me. I'll give you my contact information after this. Also, you can, a point of contact is our vice president for military.com, Sarah Blancett. I don't know the answer of whether there's a subscription cost for military.com, what that would be. That's definitely a question for your salesperson. And Alyssa, as far as posting jobs directly to military.com, you're definitely gonna work directly with them. Monster is our parent company, so they handle all these kind of questions themselves. Ashish, you've got a really good question. What's the best time during the day to call veterans? The best time to call them is, one of the things you might not know is that they don't have the same access online that everyone else has. If they're already out of the military, you have no trouble contacting them all day. But I think the best time to contact them is after 3 p.m. because things start drawing down, but you want to get them before 6 o'clock for sure. So let's see, any other questions? Deborah, you asked if we are going to share this video. You are definitely going to get a recording for this video afterwards, and it is my pleasure. We'll also be sending you links that you need for these products and for the Veteran Employment Project itself. You also might want to check out some of the Veteran Employment Project masterclasses that we have online. I really want to hear from you guys when it comes to what your tips are for the veterans because they want to reach you. I often feel like we're all at a sixth grade dance and the veterans are on one side of the room and then you cool recruiters on the other side of the room. And I'm standing in the middle of the room like a dork trying to bring people together, but it always works out. It's sort of the cha-cha shuffle in the middle there. All right, so we'll also be including Sarah's. The question, Robin, about looking for preschool teacher classroom assistants, that is a really good job. We have so many, we also reach military spouses with this group. And often they are young spouses at the beginning of their career. So many of them, we do a class for them about spouses, and they kind of fall into 4 groups. We have military spouses who are people who organize things, huge numbers of organizers in this group. Another one are people who want to work with people want to fix people, and classroom teachers are certainly in that group, so that'd be a good way to reach them. I have a class happening for them tomorrow on military spouse resumes and how to get their resumes up to speed. So we are coming to the end of our time. I'm going to go ahead and share my contact information. I'm always happy to work with you. I'm always happy to talk to you on LinkedIn. So please reach out to me on LinkedIn. My contact info is, let's see if this works. I'll put it in the chat. Jacey.Eckhart@monster.com. So I hope that you can see that. Okay, I'll take a last question from Raina. You work in the hotel industry and you're interested in hiring veterans and their families. Best way to hire veterans. One of the ways the hotel industry is really reaching out to veterans and spouses is through the Hiring Our Heroes program. They're doing that internship that I mentioned to you earlier. And it's almost like you get to try them out before you actually have to hire them. And the hiring rate on these programs is extremely high. It's in the 90th percentile. So it's a really good way that you get to get up close and personal with them before it's time to hire. So, okay, thank you everybody for coming. I hope you get out there and enjoy this sun today. And I hope that tomorrow Chicago sees the sun. I hope that's great. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming.